like the Adrian Kingdom. They just have less. They have no spear mercenaries. That's about it. Moving over to the Nervii. Romeo didn't really request this. He was like hinting toward it, but I was gonna do it anyway. And I know he won't watch, but I just want to go over this faction anyway. This faction is a mix between Gallic, a Gaul, and Germans. Yeah, they're how do you say it? They're Celto-Germanic warriors. They live in modern day Belgium, and they're northeast of Arverni in the campaign. So yeah, these guys are Celto-Germanic. I've gone over these two units. Yep. Celtic warriors I've gone over. Guerrilla swordsmen are a unit that are, they're not the key unit. This one is. They're a nice unit though. They work like other guerrilla units in the game. They have 34 melee attack, 40 weapon damage, no bonus versus infantry. Excuse me. 30 charge, 62 melee defense, 45 armor, 55 health, 45 morale. Naked warriors I've gone over. And now fierce swords, their main key unit. These guys lack the armor and melee defense like units that have the same melee attack as them. For example, or similar, like sword followers. However, they do have a better melee attack and same weapon damage. Yep. So they have 41 melee attack, 40 weapon damage, 0 bonus versus infantry, 37 charge, 53 melee defense, 45 armor, 60 health, 60 morale. The reason why these guys are the key unit to the the Nervii, is because they retain one ability that the Celtic and Gallic warriors used to have before Emperor Edition, and that's Frenzy. I mean, Naked Warriors still have Frenzy, but to have it on a unit that has 37 charge is better than to have it on a unit that has 36. However, with bonus versus infantry, that goes higher. Anyway, these guys retain their Frenzy ability. And so, like I've been mentioning with all the Barbarian factions, it's either you win the early engagement, you win like early on, or you'll lose if a Hellenic faction tries to draw a battle. Because that's what the Romans want. They want you to get tired so that they can cut your infantry easier. And it works out well for them in the campaign, but not so well in multiplayer, and various Roman weaknesses are revealed in the Battle of Teutoburg Forest. Can't believe I said that right. Anyway, moving on. The reason why I think Romeo was gearing toward this unit is because he said that it's a faction that fights mostly with naked warriors, and this faction is the only faction that has naked spears. Anyway, I've gone over this unit, and this is a Germanic unit, which means that the Suebi have them. So naked spears, 30 melee attack, 22 weapon damage, 25 bonus for infantry, which is nice, especially for their cost. 30 charge, 52. Excuse me. 52 melee defense, 35 armor, 60 health, 55 morale. They have frenzy charge and counter cavalry tactics, which helps them out versus cavalry. However, be careful when you're going up against shock cav, because they'll still take a lot of casualties even if they charge or are bracing versus that. Moving on to missile infantry, I've gone over these units already. They have Gallic hunters like the Arverni, better than Celtic hunters. Melee cav, light horse, I've gone over mighty horse. They're just a version of heavy horse or veteran riders like for the Iceni, but they have 47 melee attack, 27 weapon damage, 10 bonus versus large, 39 charge, 35 melee defense, 60 armor, 80 health, 55 morale. They have frenzy charge as well. Missile cav, I've gone over these guys with the Swebby, because the Swebby have them as mercenaries as well, I'm pretty sure. And the artillery is pretty much your basic artillery. They have the Nervii have another commander, another general, if you have the Caesar and Gaul pack, or DLC. And force concentration and fighting spirit is what Boduogantis has. Boduognatus, sorry. I'm probably gonna go over this general after I'm done my overview. Strengths of this faction are a good selection of melee infantry as well as good spear infantry. However, the weakness does lie in the fact that their best spear unit is a naked spear unit. Missile infantry is fine. Melee cav is fine overall. Missile cav is okay. And that's their only weakness. They don't have a high tier spear unit. Every faction has a weakness. Carthage is the one that can counter every faction, however, they do lack in something. And I probably didn't go over it. So if I'm asked, I'll go over it, as well as Rome. Because I know I didn't go over Rome. Moving over to Tylis. Tylis is these two factions. Actually, this Tylis is part of the Pirates and Raiders, which you get Tylis, Odrissan Kingdom, and RDA. You get those three factions once you buy that pack. And then this is a free LC that came with the Pirates and Raiders DLC. Generals I've gone over already. Celtic Warriors, Thracian Warriors I've gone over. These two I haven't. And this unit, these two, I consider this unit to be the key unit, however they're slightly weaker than this unit. So anyway, Gallo-Thracian infantry are, as you can tell, a mix between a Gallic unit and a Thracian unit. They have the high charge. They also have 34 melee attack and 40 weapon damage, which is about the same as Chosen Swordsmen. The only reason that they don't cost the same is because they have less armor. 32 charge, 56 melee defense. They also have less melee defense, obviously. Where was I? 65 armor, 55 health, and 50 morale. 55 morale, rather. No, actually 50. Tribal Warriors have 30 melee attack, 40 weapon damage, 0 bonus for infantry, 26 charge, 70 melee defense. However, here's something that's interesting. 95 armor. When was the last time that you saw a Barbarian with 95 armor? Old Sworn have 80 armor. Tribal Warriors have 95. Sounds weird, doesn't it? These guys can take more hits from units that aren't Axe Warriors. That's a win. Anyway, 60 health, 55 morale. These guys are pretty potent when you're up against units that have maybe a decent base damage but low armor piercing, like almost every Hellenic faction, and like these guys would lose against picked Hoplites, obviously, because they lack the melee attack, or any high tier Hoplite for that matter. But they would definitely win against legionaries. I kid you not. They would win against. Well, they could lose against legionaries. I could see that happening because they lack the same melee attack. However, if the legionaries got tired, I'm pretty sure these guys would win. Spear infantry, I've gone over these three. I've gone over missile infantry already. The only thing I haven't gone over now, I've gone over melee cav, is this unit, Raiding Horsemen. And I think another faction has a unit like this, but it's not called Raiding Horsemen. And I think I went over it already. Anyway, 32 missile damage, 80 range, 7 shots per minute, 36 melee attack, 34 weapon damage, 25 charge, 36 melee defense, 45 armor, 75 health, 50 morale. Artillery overall is the same. They have the fixed Scorpion, which has less range, but actually it's the only Scorpion they have, so it has 120 missile damage and 350 range. Strengths are very nice melee infantry. Weakness again is lacking of a high tier spear unit, and they also lack bowmen. Their melee cav could be better, as well as their missile cav, but missile cav is fine. Melee cav could be better. And that's about it for the factions. Usually about now I jump into a game and and do a live game. However, I'm going to try to find out why 30 of my videos are missing. Because I don't understand why they're missing. See, here's the thing. I can go into my replay folder and I can find them. That's fine. Not finding them in the game is kind of weird because you can't move them and then expect them to pop up there. It's just weird. And if you guys didn't watch my Company of Heroes 2 stream yesterday, I basically turned my game into a potato. Like, the graphics are garbage now. I'm not saying it's pointless to watch my Company of Heroes 2 stream. See, my 60th to 99th victories are missing, and I don't understand why. And it couldn't be because I have too many replays, because you can never have too many replays. It's just like the same thing, you can't have too many saved games. It's virtually impossible. So I'm going to try to find a game nevertheless, where I was playing as one of the factions. I probably won't. Because most of the replays that I have that are recent are the ones that I've been doing for the newer factions. I'm going to see if I can find one of the older replays and then just cast that. I used to play as the Galatians a lot. You know what? I'm not going to actually try to find one where I was playing as the faction. Let's just watch somebody else do it. Somebody that was on my team that did it and won. Because what I found is that I already know how I play, but I want to see how other people play with it. Most of the times when we win, most of the times I tend to get more of the kills, just because I bring less units less missile units, but more melee units. I was gonna say because I carry, but I don't always carry. I used to get carried when I was playing Napoleon, but after like months I started carrying.
So superior to us who are just far there.
So this was a 2v2. The map wasn't flat, but the map was mentioned. This guy brought a bunch of fierce swords, but also Oathsworn.